Ever find yourself telling a story in English and pausing, wondering if it's I did or I had done? Let's be real. Simple past and past perfect are a nightmare for many learning English. You know the rules, but does it make sense in conversation? That voice of doubt pops up. Is your storytelling flat or confusing? Your English deserves to shine with clarity. This isn't just about correctness. It's about getting your message across clearly and confidently. Confusion can change how fluent you seem. Timeline mix-ups lead to misunderstandings. Simple past and past perfect are a nightmare for many learning English. You know the rules, but does it make sense in conversation? That voice of doubt, that constant second guessing can knock your confidence, holding you back from sharing.
Discover straightforward secrets that can clarify tenses for good. Stop guessing and start knowing the right tense. Today, we'll unveil 5 game-changing secrets. These intuitive tricks will make learning tenses feel natural. Introducing secret number 1, the timeline test for past perfect. Think of past perfect as your story's backstory button. When does past perfect come into play? Let's simplify it.
Imagine your timeline like this. Now, main past event. Let's say your main past event is, she arrived at the station at 9 a.m. But the train had already left. Think of it this way. If you're telling a story event by event, simple past is your pal. Here, finishing work happened before calling, so we use past perfect for finished work. The timeline test is pretty straightforward. 1. Figure out your main past story or main past actions. These will usually be in simple past. 2. Ask yourself, am I talking about something that happened before this main past time or action? 3. If yes, time for past perfect. If no, and it's just a sequence, stick with simple past. He was very tired when he got home. Why was he tired? Because he had worked a 12-hour shift. Don't use past perfect if there's only one event or if the order is clear. Now, don't use past perfect if there's only one event or if the order is super clear from words like first, then, or after. For example, I woke up and had breakfast. It's obvious waking up came first. No need for I had woken up before I had breakfast. That's just making it sound complicated. This backstory button idea will save you a ton of confusion. If you're not jumping back to an earlier past, you probably don't need the past perfect. Now for past perfect signal words. These often show the link between 2 past events, with one happening earlier. These often show the link between 2 past events, with one happening earlier. Already, by the time I arrived, they had already left. The already really emphasizes that they left before I got there. Just, she had just finished her meal when the phone rang. Just highlights that the first action was very recently completed before the second one happened. Never ever, when talking about a time before another past event. He told me he had never visited Asia before his trip last year. His never visiting was true up until that past trip. Example, by the time I arrived, they had already left. By the time, this is a classic. By the time the police arrived, the thief had escaped. This phrase sets up a past point, police arriving, and the past perfect tells us what was finished before that. Before, when making the order of 2 clear past actions extra clear, she had packed her bags before she called the taxi. Packing was definitely done first. After, sometimes, to stress completion before another action. After he had finished his homework, he played video games. While after he finished, simple past is often fine because after itself shows the order, using past perfect had finished can add a bit more punch, showing the first task was thoroughly done before the next. Let's discuss key signal words. First, already. A little warning though. While these words are helpful, don't just follow them blindly. Context is everything. For example, before and after can definitely be used with simple past if the sequence is obvious and you're not trying to make a big deal about one action being way earlier than another. I finished my work before I went out. Simple past, simple sequence. I had finished my work before I even thought about going out. Past perfect here really stresses that the work was done well before going out was even a thought. The life hack here is to use signal words as hints, then double-check with the timeline test from secret number 1. If by the time shows up, your past perfect senses should be tingling. If yesterday is there, lean heavily towards simple past. These signals, plus understanding what each tense actually does, will make your choices. Job 2, had as the main verb in simple past. This is the simple past tense of to have. I had a car last year. Here had means I owned a car. It's simple past, not past perfect. Ask yourself, is had followed by another verb in past participle? Yes, it's past perfect. No, it's probably simple past. The trap and how to sidestep it. The trap is thinking any sentence with had must be past perfect, not. Job 2, had as the main verb in simple past. This is the simple past tense of to have. I had a car last year. Here had means I owned a car. It's simple past, not past perfect. Ask yourself, is had followed by another verb in past participle? Yes, it's past perfect. No, it's probably simple past. The trap and how to sidestep it. The trap is quite right. I had a coffee this morning has to be past perfect. The fix in I had a coffee this morning. Had is the main verb, simple past of to have coffee. It's a single completed action in the past. There's no earlier past action it's pointing back to. It's the same as I drank a coffee this morning. How to tell them apart? Ask yourself this. One is had followed by another verb in its past participle form, e.g., had eaten, had gone, had studied. Yes, it's past perfect. He had studied French. Now we're moving from single sentences to how these tenses work together to create a natural flowing story, what I call the storytelling flow. This life hack is about getting a feel for how native speakers weave these tenses together to paint a clear picture of past events. Think about telling a friend about your weekend. You wouldn't just list facts, you'd create a little story. Use simple past for the main events of your story. The things that happened in order. This keeps your listener on track. Only dip into past perfect when you need to show that something happened before a point on your main simple past timeline. Key things for good storytelling flow. 1. Set the scene with simple past. Use simple past for the main events of your story, the things that happened in order. This keeps your listener on track. 2. Use past perfect for important background or earlier interruptions. Only dip into past perfect when you need to show that something happened before a point on your main simple past timeline, and this info is key to understanding the story. He couldn't find his keys, simple past, because he had left them, past perfect, inside his other jacket. 3. Don't overdo past perfect. This is a big one. If you keep using past perfect for every single tiny thing that technically happened before something else, your story will sound heavy and a bit odd. Native speakers often rely on context or simple words like first, then, next, if the order is clear. Sounds a bit much. I had woken up, then I had brushed my teeth, then I had made coffee. Sounds more natural. I woke up, brushed my teeth, and made coffee. 4. Get back to simple past. After you've used past perfect to give that important earlier detail, smoothly return to simple past to carry on with your main story. She was late because her car had broken down. Anyway, when she finally arrived, we ordered pancakes. Try this. Retell a simple story from your day or week. First, tell it using only simple past. Then, think if there are any spots where giving a piece of earlier information would make the story clearer or more interesting. Add that in with past perfect. For example, I went to the supermarket. They didn't have my favorite cereal. Story with a bit more flavor. I went to the supermarket. I was really annoyed because they didn't have my favorite cereal. I had seen it on offer the week before and had been looking forward to buying it. The past perfect bits, had seen, had been looking forward, explain the earlier reason for the annoyance. Getting this flow right makes your English sound really smooth and natural. It shows you're not just putting sentences together, but actually telling an engaging story. Now for the big one, secret number 5, the one question to ask yourself if you're ever stuck. This question cuts through the confusion. The golden question: am I talking about an action that was finished before another specific past action or a specific point in past time? Focus on the verb, the doing word. It has to be a completed action. There have to be two reference points in the past, the action you're wondering about, and another past anchor point it relates to. Scenario 1. I finished my report yesterday. Ask the golden question. Conclusion, simple past. I finished my report yesterday. Scenario 2. When my boss asks for the report, I already finish it. Conclusion, past perfect for finish. When my boss asked for the report, I had finished it. It makes you look for that 2-point past relationship. That's the classic sign you need past perfect. Why this question is so handy? It makes you look for that 2-point past relationship. That's the classic sign you need past perfect. It helps you avoid using past perfect by mistake for single past events or simple step-by-step actions. It really highlights the beforeness that past perfect is all about. If the answer to the golden question is no, meaning there isn't that clear before another past point connection, then 9 times out of 10, simple past is what you need. Simple past does most of the heavy lifting when we talk about the past. You only need to bring out the past perfect for that special job of clarifying an earlier past. So next time you're stuck, just pause. Take a breath. Ask the golden question. It's your most reliable internal guide for choosing between simple past and past perfect. Use past perfect as your backstory button only when you need to jump back to an action before your main past story. Use words like yesterday or last week as strong clues for simple past and by the time, already, or never before for past perfect. Remember, had can be a simple past main verb or a past perfect helper. See what job it's doing. Build your main story with simple past and use past perfect carefully for key background info, then go back to simple past. Ask yourself, am I talking about an action finished before another past action? If yes, past perfect. If no, simple past. If these tips have helped clear things up, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more helpful videos. Share your sentences below, one in simple past and one in past perfect. I'd love to see your examples. Getting simple past and past perfect right is about understanding the logic of talking about the past, not just memorizing rules.